Hi, my name is Rachel Harwood. I am a teacher here at Challenge to Change, teaching yoga in the schools to our children. And I have a practice that I have been using myself with my family and sharing with others for some time now that I think is perfect for times like this when there's a lot of fear, a lot of worry and uncertainty going on. It causes us to allow our minds to get overwhelmed, that our bodies are then being affected by that because our thoughts are the things that create our reality. Our thoughts are the things that create what is happening within our bodies and how we are feeling. So we can use this method called tapping to help ease us through those tough times when we are finding that we are overwhelmed with negative thoughts and feelings, to help bring us to a more positive place, a place of ease. And it is easy to learn, it's easy to use, and I'm excited to share it with you. So a great resource if you're interested in learning more is the book, The Tapping Solution. It's by a man named Nick Ortner, and he actually has lots of great resources online as well. You can find his website, thetappingsolution.com, find a lot of videos on YouTube that he shares as well, but I will just go over the basics to let you know how it works. Now this is something that I use for myself, but you can also use it with a child. I had a daughter who suffered from panic attacks quite frequently, and so we started using this as a way to ease her through those situations and found that only after doing it a couple times together, she no longer had the panic attacks. So it's a great, great tool for all sorts of situations. What we're going to do is start by deciding that we have something that we're feeling that we don't want, something that is making it hard for us to feel good in this moment. And I'm going to ask you, as you're identifying what that is, to give it a ranking of 0 to 10. So 0 is it doesn't bother you at all, you're perfectly fine. 10, it's the worst possible scenario. If you are somewhere 5 or greater, it's definitely something worthy of trying this technique. So decide where that is for you, whatever it is you want to focus on. And we are going to begin with a setup statement by tapping the side of our hands. The setup statement, we say, helps us to identify what we're feeling and what's going on for us. So for me right now, I would say with everything that's happening, there's a lot of uncertainty and fear. Maybe you're struggling because you're not having an income or it's harder for you to pay your bills during this time. Maybe you aren't finding the resources that you need for yourself or your family. So that can create a lot of worry and a lot of stress. So let's kind of focus on that for what we might be thinking and feeling right now as an example. So even though I'm feeling overwhelmed with fear of uncertainty of what's going on around me, I completely love and accept myself. Now you want to close that with stating that you love and accept yourself or something similar. It sounds kind of silly, but we want to make sure that we are acknowledging our own power in that statement where we are saying we are feeling overwhelmed, we're feeling out of ease. So even though I'm feeling very overwhelmed and scared of what is happening around me, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling a lot of fear and worry, I completely love and accept myself. Then we're going to start tapping other points in our body and sharing how we feel as we do so. So we're going to start by tapping in between our brow and saying exactly how you're feeling. So if you're feeling scared, saying I'm feeling really scared right now. Tapping several times and then moving outside of your eye. I feel overwhelmed. I don't know what's happening around me. Tapping underneath your eyes. I'm so scared. Where is this going? Tapping underneath your nose. My body is just full of worry. Tapping underneath your lips. I feel really scared right now. Tapping your collarbone just below the bone here, and you can use a broader tap if you want, just to make sure you've got the right spot. I feel so overwhelmed and distressed. And then we're going to tap underneath our arms, just about where your bra strap would be. And I like to tap around like you're giving yourself a hug. My body is full of worry right now. And then tapping the very top of your head. I feel so overwhelmed. I just want to cry. And then we are going to repeat that. So we're going to go through that process as many times as you need to, through that cycle, as many times as you need to start feeling a shift. And sometimes it feels a little worse before it feels better, but that's okay, because that means that we're allowing those feelings, those emotions to come to the forefront, we're allowing our bodies to release them, and then we can shift into a more positive talk that we want to reprogram ourselves with, and it will help us to feel better. So let's continue on with that same statement that we're using of fear, of worry, as a lot of us are feeling that right now. My body feels overwhelmed with that fear outside of the eye. I can feel a tightening in my chest, under my eye. What's going to happen? How am I going to manage this? Underneath the nose. There's so much going on in the world around me right now. Under my lips. Worrying that everyone's going to be okay. What if my family's not okay? Collarbone. It's just too much for me right now. I can't handle this. Under the arms. It's too much for me to handle right now. Top of the head. I just want to cry. Inside of the eye. I just want this to be over. Outside of the eye. When will this end? Under the eye. It's going to get worse, I know it. Under the nose. There's so much fear around me. Under the lips. So much fear. Collarbone. And I feel it. And it worries me. Under the arms. I feel so overwhelmed with stress. Top of the head. There's too much stress. Now let's start with a positive talk. You might go through that a couple more rounds until you start to feel that shift. But as soon as you do, then you want to think about the things that you want to be feeling, the things that you probably innately know are true, and help to reprogram those negative thoughts and feelings that are moving through your body with something that feels better. And allow your intuition to guide you through that process. So I'm going to start by saying, this isn't going to last forever. Outside of the eyes. I know this won't last forever. Underneath the eyes. I'm strong. I can get through this. Under the nose. Everything's going to be okay. Under the lips. I know everything's going to be okay. Collarbone. I'm going to be just fine. Under the arms. My family's going to be fine. Top of the head. I don't need to be stressed. Inside of the eye, I'm going to use this time to focus on the things that are important to me. Outside of the eye, because that's what's important. Under the eye, taking care of myself. Under the nose, because I'm important. Under your lips, this will be okay. Collarbone, I will be okay. Under the arms, everything's going to be fine. Top of the head, I'm going to make it through this. Inside of the eye, I'm going to get better. Outside of the eye, and not let this stress overwhelm me. Under the eye, because I know I am okay. Under the nose, I know this will pass. Under the lips, I know this will pass. Collarbone, everything will be okay. Underneath the arms, I will be okay. Top of the head, all is well. And take a deep breath in, slowly exhale, and check in with yourself. How do you feel? I know even when I'm sharing this with other people, if it's not something that I'm actually feeling or going through in that moment, I feel that shift within myself. I do feel a greater sense of well-being. So it's something that you can practice for yourself. Let your feelings, your thoughts, let those come through as you're going through the tapping process, and use those words to really describe how it is you feel, what is going on within you, and allow yourself to help process those things through tapping on those specific points. If you have a child that's having a really hard time, that is feeling overwhelmed with anxiety, this is a really great tool for that. If they're feeling really scared, a really great tool. You can have your child sitting in front of you. You can repeat the words or have your child repeat the words that you want them to say. You can either do the tapping on your child, or I encourage you to have your child tap for themselves as you are showing them where to tap as you're sitting face to face. It can be really, really powerful for them, even if they aren't saying the words themselves. Just having those feelings inside, and if they're hearing you help to vocalize those things that they're feeling and then shift those to a more positive talk, then it will help them to bring those emotions to the forefront where they need to be, to help them to process them, to help them to feel better. I'm going to go through this one more time, but again, I encourage you, if this is something that you're interested in researching some more, this book is fabulous. You can get it on Amazon, The Tapping Solution by Nick Ortner, and again, check out his videos online. So let's do this from the perspective of a child. Maybe you are a child watching this video. I encourage you to follow along with me. So you can repeat the words that I'm saying for yourself, or you can just imagine them in your head as you are tapping along with me. So let's say that you are a child and that you are feeling really anxious because you're noticing what's happening around you, and there's a lot of adults that are in fear right now, and that makes you scared because we don't feel safe when the grown-ups in our lives aren't feeling safe. So we can help ourselves to feel a little bit better by practicing the tapping. So I'm going to have you start by tapping at the side of your hand. Okay, so repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling really scared about what's happening around me, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling really scared about everything happening around me, I completely love and accept myself. Inside the eyes, I'm feeling really scared and anxious right now. Outside of the eyes, I don't know what's happening. Underneath the eyes, everything's changing and it's scary. Under the nose, everything's changing. Under the lips, why can't I just go out and play with my friends? Under the neck, I don't know what's happening. Under the arms, my parents are upset and worried, and that makes me worried. Top of the head, I can't do any of the things I used to do. Inside, and that makes me worried. Outside of the eyes, I feel scared. Under the eyes, when is this going to end? Under the nose, I just want things back to normal. Under the mouth, it makes me feel scared. Collarbone, not knowing what's going on. Under the arms, and what if I get sick? Top of the head, everyone's talking about getting sick. Inside the eye, what does that mean? Outside the eye, what if someone in my family gets sick? Under the eye, it's so scary. Under the nose, I'm really scared. Under the mouth, I don't like this. Collarbone, I feel scared. Under the arms, I don't like this. Top of your head, I don't like being scared. Now let's start talking about things that make us feel good. This isn't going to last forever. Outside of the eye, things will get better. Under the eye, I don't need to worry. Under the nose, I'm being cared for. Under the mouth, I know I'm being cared for. Collarbone, I know that I'll be okay. Under the arms, I know that my parents are taking good care of me. Top of the head, and taking care of everything I need. Inside my eyes, and though things are different, they'll be okay. Outside the eye, and we'll get through this. Under the eye, Things may be different, but they'll be okay. Under the nose, and it won't last forever. Under the mouth, it won't last forever. Collarbone, things will be normal again soon. Under the arms. And we take this time to do different things, to enjoy different things. Top of the head, and we'll make a new normal inside the eye so we can feel at ease. Outside the eye, and everything's okay. Under the eye, I feel okay. Under the nose, everything is good. Under my mouth, it's different, but it's okay. Collarbone, and I will be fine. Under the arms, and I feel better now. And top of the head, I choose to feel good now. And take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. And then rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. How do you feel? If you feel amazing, then you're closer to that 0 right now. And hopefully, just through that simple process, you feel that ease. You know that you have an easy tool that you can use for yourself the next time you have some negative emotions that are overwhelming you.